Okay, so in the last 8 years, I banged over 100 girls, which means that it is one girl in a month on average. So even though it's a big number, it's not really a lot of girls, especially for a single guy in East Europe. And by no means I'm trying to brag. In fact, I did this video like 3 times in order for me to just sound normal and, not sound cocky. The point of this video is not telling you that I banged 100 girls. The point of this video is just letting you know what I learned from sleeping with 100 girls. Well, first thing first, I did not intend to bang 100 girls. I never had the intention to bang as many girls as possible. The intention was always to find the girls that I actually like, the girls that are attractive for me, that I have good chemistry with. Obviously, the intention always was to find the girl that I truly like. Although in the beginning, I didn't really know what I liked, and at the beginning, I really didn't have that many options. So of course, just like everyone else, when you first go and start to search for work, you just take whatever job you're getting offered, and the same applies to dating. At the beginning, you just don't know your type and you end up hooking up with any girl that is slightly attractive. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you 10 things that I learned from sleeping with 100 girls. Number one is that you get what you aim for. If you're aiming to sleep with a girl on the first date, you're more likely to sleep with her on the first date. It's not guaranteed by any means, but the chances are way higher. Compared to that, if you're dating a girl and you're thinking to yourself, oh, she's probably not gonna hook up with me until like the third or fourth date, well, guess what? You're the guy behind the wheel. So she will respond to whatever you're doing. So in the situations where I did not have that much time, for example, I was traveling somewhere and I had only a couple of days in a city and I met a girl, I ended up hooking with her just because that's all the time I had. So your momentum has a lot of effect on the way things progress. If you're trying to get something done in like a day, you're probably gonna get it done in a day. But if you believe that it's gonna need a month or two, then usually it's gonna take a month or two. Number two is that it's much easier to sleep with girls that I truly like. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of attractive girls in the world. But the fact that a girl is attractive does not mean that you're attracted to her, and does not mean that you truly like her. So there's a lot of sexy girls, like you walk down the street and you see a lot of sexy girls. That does not mean that you like them. So some girls are just attractive, like any guy can tell that they're attractive. That doesn't mean that you like them. I realize that the girls I truly like, I escalate with them way faster and we sleep together way faster. I'm guessing because I don't really feel like it's a lot of efforts when I like a person, so I just want to spend time with them. And on top of that, I feel like girls actually feel whether you like them or not. So if you're trying to fake it for an attractive girl just in order for you to sleep with her, girls can actually feel that. And if you really like the girl, they can feel that as well. And obviously, people want to stay with people that truly like them. They don't want to stay with people that just want to use them for once or twice. And therefore, when a girl feels that you like her, then eventually she, gives you the bang you're craving. Number three is the size of your dick doesn't matter as much as you think it does. All men, me included, are just obsessed with the size of our dick. I'm obsessed to a point that I went and I actually purchased one of this penis enlargement kits. And by the way, this is like the best kit you can ever buy. German company, link in the description. However, the point is that for 95% or maybe 97% of the girls I slept with, the size of my penis did not really matter. With the exception to those 4% that they just had like a massive box. And like me being 2 inches longer or a little bit thicker wouldn't have made any difference. So trust me, you can make a lot of damage with an average sized penis if you know how to use it properly. And how to use it properly comes obviously with experience, with trying different positions, with reading about it. I know that we're all obsessed with the size of our penis, but trust me, it doesn't matter as much as you think it does. Which brings me to the next point, is that I realized my dick has a brain of its own. It's something that you have to experience to understand. But in many times I thought that I liked a girl, But when we went to bed, my dick simply wouldn't wake up. Just like that. It happened to me like 2 or 3 times. And usually in all those cases that it happened, even if like I eventually got it up and we tried next time or whatnot, usually it's like my subconscious was telling me that this girl is not good for me. And guess what? My subconscious was right, I think like 100% of the times. I feel like there are signs that your body or your subconscious can recognize that you on a conscious level cannot. And your body just refuses to hook up with that person because they know they're going to be like trouble or pain for you in the future. I actually learned to listen to my dick. And when it's not working in the first time, it's usually a bad sign. And I know that this person is probably not going to be a good idea for the future. Okay, number 5 is that premature ejaculation is more common than you think. A lot of guys worry about it all the time. The fact that they blast, in the first 15 seconds or 1 minute or whatever. Guess what? Girls are actually used to that. The problem is not the premature ejaculation. The problem is the way you handle it. If you blast in the first minute or whatever, few seconds, I don't care. So you should definitely not start apologizing or, lose your confidence just because that happened. The way I like to handle it is with humor. Like you could say something like, "Oh, look how hot you are. Look what you made me do." Or, "I'm sorry, you're just so attractive. I couldn't control myself." So in this way, you're actually laughing about it. You're giving her a compliment. And it's not the end of the world. While you're getting ready for round 2, you can go down on her and whatnot. And usually round 2 is much better. You already got comfortable with her and you can last much longer. Which brings me to the next point, is that premature ejaculation is 99% in your head. When you blast fast, it's usually for a few reasons. Either you're too excited, or you're too nervous, or you simply haven't had sex forever. So if you learn to control your mind, if you learn to get your brain off the situation and just breathe into it, this will help you a lot. The way I like to do it is to focus on my breathing rather than how I'm feeling during sex. And this would kind of delay things. It would get my mind off of what's going on and, put it on my breath. And this way I can relax and I can last longer. Now that's something that also takes practice. I personally took the time to practice by using a fleshlight. I'm gonna put a link in the description for this one too. So it's basically a synthetic vagina that you can pretty much use, and then it will simulate the same feeling that you're getting during sex. And every time you're about to blast, you're just gonna have to control yourself, hold it back, and then keep going, and then hold it back, and then keep going. And this way, it's like a muscle. You just practice it, and eventually, when you get to the real thing, you're ready to handle it properly. Number 7 is that you get what you ask for. So don't expect the girl to read your mind and to understand all your fantasies and everything you want to try. You gotta speak your mind, and you gotta be open about it. If not verbally, at least you gotta try in a gentle way. And if she doesn't like it, she's gonna stop you. In many cases, if the girl really likes you, she's usually open to trying new things, even if she didn't try them before. So the key here is to be open about it and to speak your mind, to speak what you wanna try. And you'd be surprised, most of the time the girl would agree to that. Number 8, and that's a big one. Innocent girls are usually the best in bed. Whether you believe it or not, from my personal experience, the girls that looked like these angel faces, those little innocent ones, were usually like the most extreme in bed. Had a great time with them. I don't know why that is. Maybe they're like trying to compensate for something, for looking too innocent. And vice versa. The girls that looked really confident and kind of bitchy on the outside, once we got to bed, they were not that great in bed. So I really don't understand why is that. It's just my experience. And to be honest, I kind of like the contrast of like you not expecting anything and getting that big surprise in bed. I don't know, maybe that's why now I'm actually trying to aim for more innocent looking girls, because most of the time it's gonna be a lot of fun. Number 9 is one night stands are overrated. I think a lot of guys like me, they see those alpha guys in the club that are seducing women and, taking them back home. And they think to themselves, oh, I want to be like this guy. I want to be that seducer, that sleeps with many girls. However, once I've done that, like in reality, it's not as enjoyable as it looks in real life. First, it's a lot of work. Second, the girls that are down to one night stands are usually not the most attractive in the club. On top of that, they're usually already drunk or they're smoking. And once you get to bed, you're still not so comfortable with that person because you just got to know them for like 30 minutes or 1 hour. The sex in most of the cases was mediocre at best. So I'm really not even trying to have one night stands anymore, even though they kind of look cool, especially if you're with your friends at the club and they see you taking a girl back home. But in reality, it's a lot of efforts, and honestly, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm personally already tired. I don't feel like going back home and then performing for another 2 or 3 hours. I just want to go home and sleep. So I'd rather, take the phone number from that girl and meet her at some other day, normal hours, and then have normal sex with her. And number 10, maybe you guessed it, is quality over quantity. From sleeping with a lot of girls, I realized there's really no point in having sex with mediocre girls. Now, that is probably going to sound strange to people that are not having sex. The pleasure you get from sleeping with one girl that you truly like and she likes you and you have like this kind of chemistry and you like the same things is 10 times better. So now I'd rather have that one girl instead of 10 other girls that are just gonna, get me by. They're just gonna be the spare tire that's gonna get you to the next station. So I'd rather have just like one solid girl compared to having 10 that are average. Not only that, but I reached a point where I'd rather wait, even if I'm not having sex, I'd rather just wait until I find that girl I truly like, instead of just getting my needs fulfilled by some average girl that I'm not really into. So those are the 10 things. I hope you guys found it entertaining or maybe found value in those things. Maybe you learned something out of them. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up because I know there's going to be so many dislikes on this video. If you're one of the people that enjoys watching such videos, let me know that by leaving a thumbs up. Maybe a comment would be great. And anyways, I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.